That's right, ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting live from Studio 64. It is the absolute best sports gambling team in the business, at least east of the Mississippi. Well, absolutely nobody cares. Please welcome your hosts, Kate Herman and Jerry McKenna.
What's up?
Woo! Yes, I'm your host, Kate Herman. Jerry McKenna, as you said. Welcome to the second greatest sports show, probably, I would say.
What do you think the first one is?
I don't know. That one, obviously, like Shaq and all of them.
Yeah.
They got the spelling bee.
Yeah, that was good.
That was good.
It's hard to compete with Barkley.
It's hard to compete with Barkley. You're doing it again.
What?
How's your headphone volumes? Are they shit high? Are they way high?
It seems all right.
Good.
I don't know. Can you hear yourself in it?
I can hear myself now.
Okay, there you go. We're doing a special Friday night edition, so we've already seen Thursday. The
Travesty?
It's not even a travesty. It was just like, I don't get why people think Dallas is like good enough to beat anybody by 2 touchdowns. Like when they
Well, because they're in a shit division.
That's true.
And they play shitty teams.
The Titans had a complete third string team.
I know, and at one point they were in the game. They could have maybe taken the lead and won.
I mean, it's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's just all setting up for the annual heartbreak for Dallas, even if they make the playoffs.
Yep. It's just, they're cursed, you know?
What is it, 19 years since they won a playoff game? Something crazy.
Probably. We should have looked up that stat.
Yeah, something crazy. I think the last playoff game they won, maybe Tony Romo dropped the snap. Right? On the field goal. I mean, that's how long it's been.
I mean, Henry wasn't even, it was, but it's it's to be expected from these primetime games that we get.
Yeah, and who knows? They still can end up with a home playoff game somehow, right?
Yeah, I guess. Well, I think it's a little bit harder for them now, but if they make it.
Yeah, well, they should make it.
Well, no, they're in it. But
yeah, they're in it.
But they have, yeah. Actually, no, I think because they lost, because of last night, they if they win the next one, then they get.
I thought they clinched at least a playoff spot.
They did clinch a playoff spot, but I don't think they have home field. Okay. I think that they're still
Well, Minnesota would probably, and the division leader, Tampa Bay, might have a home field game if they win that division. Right? Everybody who wins the division gets a home field game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, but I don't even think the Bucks are officially in it yet.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
But, they have the potential to win the division and get a home playoff game, which would be funny.
I guess so.
I put a little money on the Bucks to win the Super Bowl. Right. I got him at 45-1.
Because that seems reasonable.
If he makes the playoffs, Tom Brady can't win 4 games in a row. Why not?
Well, it depends on how many, who the refs are.
How fixed it is.
There's been so many games this season where I'm just that's.
Well, that's why people think the NFL's fixed, because crazy shit happens.
Same with the NBA, though.
Well, the NBA is fixed. It's not really it's like a circus. It's like entertainment.
Yeah. Like the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, like Live Golf. Yeah, so that Thursday night game was really just a horrible shit show. And unfortunately, we're getting to that time of the season where there are just meaningless games, and there are teams this is a hard time to bet and handicap because you just don't know who's playing, who's doing what.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Yeah.
Exactly. Nobody cares, really.
It's like us.
There we go. There's our producer with his hand hot on the trigger.
That's so hot. It's so hot right now.
Which brings us to our first game.
Just drinking and mainlining all sorts of drugs. Everything's fine. Future's fine.
That's why we had to get you off camera.
I'm a shell of myself. Playoff preview. Sorry.
All right, so what do we got? What game are we going to do first here?
Well, we have a meaningless game between the Cardinals and the Falcons. They're both just playing for pride, I guess.
Pretty much, if they have that. The Cardinals are just another debacle this year.
Yeah. Yeah. Both of them. Neither one has their starting quarterback.
Talk about regretting a contract already, huh?
Right?
Kyler Murray? What the fuck?
He did all those study hall hours for nothing.
Put him in detention. It was really that's just gonna be poor guy. And then and what's the name? That's gonna have implications too. Lamar Jackson now. He's up for a contract this year and he's not even playing. He's hurt.
Yeah.
running quarterbacks. They're not.
But he got into the playoffs.
I know, but it's tough to sign a running quarterback to like an 8-year deal for $40 million a year or whatever the hell they want.
Because they're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, one knee injury and it's over for the year.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen to like pocket passer or your traditional type of quarterback.
Yeah. No.
But yeah, this game is going to be. I mean, I don't. As far as taking a team, I wouldn't even know who to pick.
Yeah, I think if you're taking players though, there's like some sneaky spots. If you're like looking for sneaky running backs or wide receivers, like I think London still has like stuff that he wants to prove. I'm
with you on London.
And same with Algier.
Algeria.
I think that they're both good contenders to just kind of like, they're cheap and they're going to get a lot of usage. And they still have to play a full football game.
They do have to play a full game, and there's going to be a lot of, maybe some shit defenses out there.
I mean, the both of them are like not the greatest defenses.
Well, that's what I mean. From a fantasy point of view,
right?
It's gonna you gotta find them some sweet spots in there with guys that like second stringers, things like that. Yeah, hard. You have to dig for them though.
Well, and it's also just like looking at the games that nobody else is looking at. Like these kinds of games people tend to like write off. So like if London has like 2 touchdowns and like 100 yards, and he's 0.7% owned.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's what you want. You want to shoot for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, all in all, it's going to be a crappy game. Hopefully, it's not on TV. Hopefully, we don't have to endure it.
I know, right? With our luck, the Jets game is in the afternoon, so they'll probably force us to watch something miserable.
Like the Giants.
Well, yeah, but there's like always a set,
Yeah. You would think they'd put a big, one of the games that meant something in there.
No,
they're not going to do that.
Like the Bears and Lions. That's my favorite game. Let's get right to it.
Okay, Bears and Lions.
Lions are like actually in contention.
I've been saying it all year.
I know. I'm surprised you didn't put money on them to win the Super Bowl.
I thought about it. I might do it before I go to bed tonight, now that you reminded me of it.
I kind of want to do
it
too.
It'll be too late tomorrow, well, after the game if they win.
It like wouldn't be shot. Like it's, yeah.
I mean, Jared Goff was the man at one point. He's not like a horrible. They have a good team. Their defense is good. They're young. They kind of don't know they're really the loser Lions.
I'd say their defense is good. I mean, it's fine. It's a fine defense.
I like it in a fantasy point of view.
It's just that their offense is like
defense.
Sure, but okay, but their offense is like highly powerful, which is like the other main thing.
Yeah,
it's going to be a popular stack, but I also think it's like probably going to be the highest scoring when you have Goff and St. Brown and Williams.
What do you think about Fields? Is he playing?
I don't even know.
Right? I mean,
wasn't he a little banged up?
He was, and that's why it's tough. What are they, 3-12 or something crazy like that, or 3-13?
Well, the Bears aren't in. The Bears are
I know.
eliminated.
So, like, if he's not 100% healthy, why risk it with him?
Sure.
That's why it's a tough call in that game because you just don't know who they're gonna march out onto the field.
Sure, but I still think like it's at home and like they've decimated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they'll just keep scoring.
I think the Lions. I like that. I like a lot of guys from Lions. It's a good stack.
I mean, if you're going to run it back with somebody from the Bears, you could do like Montgomery or like Komet even, but
yeah,
I might not even do like a running back thing with them.
Williams isn't bad, though. It's not a bad pick.
Williams has kind of slowed down this year, but he still is like the goal line running back.
Yeah.
And if they're going to score a ton of points and not have to like throw it as much. I mean, I guess you could say Swift, but Swift is made of glass. So that's why.
But if he plays, he's good for a big play.
Yeah.
Good for a big play. So I always kind of pencil him in, which I'll do right now just so I remember it. But,
yeah.
Tough call. Tough call in that game. Tough call in all these games because, who knows? Lions could be up 34-3 and they could sit everybody in the third, fourth quarter, and then you're screwed.
Yeah, but if they're up 30, if they're up that much that they're sitting people, then the people that you picked have already done their job. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I got
it's like kind of how you got to look at that. So, I mean, unless like instead of St. Brown, it's like Reynolds who goes off. I know. He never does anything, though. I took him 1 week, and I was like, never again.
He had a couple of big weeks.
He had 1 week where he caught a touchdown.
Well, with the Rams, he was good last year. Like, he had a couple of good games.
Yeah.
And then it's just, but, they'll use him.
Yeah.
That's another good pick in there.
You say that they'll use him, but there's no evidence to back that up, so.
It's a gut feeling.
Okay.
And it sounds like you did some homework.
I mean, I definitely did the homework.
Yeah. Good job. So.
You're welcome. But yeah, so like that has one of the highest totals on the slate. I think it's pretty straightforward. Lions have been, I said it week 2, that Lions were going to be the fantasy team.
Yeah. No, it's a good team. It's a good squad. So we definitely got to take a couple people from there.
Yes.
I would think. I mean, Goff, I think.
If you're going to take Goff, then you should take St. Brown.
I know.
You could,
Goff is like, I mean, this is not an accurate stat, but he's had like 3 touchdowns a game for the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. He's like, he's making the Rams.
Oh my God, right?
Miss him.
Talk about quarterback problems in the NFL. Speaking of quarterback problems in the NFL, let's go to our next game.
Yep. So
we got the Broncos.
Broncos Chiefs, which is a rematch of a couple weeks ago, when the Broncos kind of like held their own.
I actually like the Broncos plus the points if it's 13, 12.5.
Yeah.
Just because the Chiefs really have nothing to gain or lose, right?
Totally. They're already signed, sealed, delivered. And although, like Mahomes, Kelsey's always going to be like a viable option. But I do think like the Broncos defense is something. I always forget the quarterback for the Broncos now. He has like that weird name. Right.
Russell Wilson?
No, he got hurt, didn't he?
I know, yeah.
Ripien.
Rippin. Yeah. Is he related to Mark Rippin? I don't think he is.
Don't they spell it differently?
Mark Rippin was a quarterback, but I think Mark Rippin had a R-Y in it.
It is an R-Y.
Well, then maybe he's related. Might be his kid.
Maybe.
He's old enough to do it.
I'm watching a lot of college football now, and I'm seeing a lot of names where I'm like,
there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
So today was Tua's brother was playing.
Tua's brother, yeah. But even just like, kids where I'm like, and then you look it up, and it's like, oh, yeah, of course.
The blood.
This game for fantasy, though, Kelsey is 100% like the tight end to take any week, anytime. You could always take Juju Smith-Schuster.
He's been disappointing this year.
If you want to take like Sutton, I guess. But they're all like those like mid-range prices where I just feel like there's better options.
What about like a Judy?
I just don't. Judy gets hurt every down.
I know.
He's another Bambi.
Made of glass
Bambi.
Him and Swift.
Yeah, there's a few of them that it's just like, he falls wrong and you're just like, is he gonna get back up? And then he goes to the sideline and you're like, he's out for the game.
Yeah, got a point.
But Judy is like, it's not. But this is the problem. Like they're on this team with like just like they're just not the right quarterbacks.
They just suck. They literally mortgaged the next 5 years of their future for Russell Wilson, and it's the worst bet ever made.
Yeah.
I mean, unless something crazy happens next year where he becomes like decent again, I just they're gonna be regretting that.
This has got to be one of the worst. It was like already like the weirdest season with like a bunch of like these like young like sophomore, junior year like quarterbacks against like all these like old people.
It's crazy. I mean, look at what was it? The Vikings. It took the Vikings like 8 years to recover from the Herschel Walker trade.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, after Dallas got all those picks, and what did they do for Dallas? They went to 2 Super Bowls. This might be what Denver's looking at. Like they literally might have fucked themselves for like a good part of the decade.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't, look at the coach. They still haven't gotten rid of the coach.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. I thought maybe they fired him. Somebody got fired the other day.
Did they then?
I thought so. I thought I saw on the bottom.
If they did, then finally. But it only took till week 16 then. Like week 2 didn't tell you that you have like the wrong guy in there.
Yeah, they should have known before even week 2.
You should have known when we were all watching them embarrass themselves. Just embarrass themselves in prime time.
It's such a crazy year for football.
It was
just another crazy year. Like Broncos last year, everybody was like, if they had a quarterback, they'd be good, blah, 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 blah. And now they got a quarterback and they suck even worse.
Yeah.
So let's go to our next game.
Dolphins-Patriots.
Which I actually like the Dolphins. They're part of my parlay this week.
I wonder if Tua's playing.
It's a good question.
Because I think it looked like he definitely bumped his head again. You know what I mean?
There are people that think he shouldn't play again this year.
Or maybe forever, because any time. But he did almost die a month ago, and then
I know.
And then
taking a beating.
And then he got sacked, and I was like, that didn't look good. And then he literally threw 3 picks immediately.
He just looks.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's the reason. Hopefully he's got like scrambled eggs up there, and that's why he can't like do anything.
I think he just needs
horrible. He looks like a different person.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
It's totally sad. I love Tua.
He's literally like the RG3 of this decade.
Yeah.
Like RG3 never recovered either from that Redskins game, that debacle.
They just need to let his brain rest a little bit, maybe. Let the swelling go down.
Season's for.
Yeah, I guess so. But I will say Dolphins D against the Patriots is always my favorite.
It's hard to pick anybody on the Pats from a fantasy point of view.
Well,
Stevenson, maybe?
Stevenson is always great, and Jacoby Myers is like, viable.
It's viable.
But Rondre Stevenson is a very good running back against the Dolphins. The thing is, the Dolphins have Belichick's number. I say this every single time, and they always at least get like 2 pick sixes.
Yeah, I like the Dolphins in this game. I mean, even if Tua doesn't play.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, but Dolphins D, I always take against the Patriots.
And looking at the line, I think Tua's probably not playing. If it's +2, because it should be more than that.
Yeah.
Patriots suck. At least this year they suck.
I mean, they're at home, but the problem with Dolphins D is that they're overpriced for they're like 3,500.
Yes,
that's like a pretty expensive.
Just base
defense.
it on the shit team that you're playing, basically.
They do, but they don't. Like Patriots is like rated as a better defense this week because of like their pricing, but they're not. And I think because like Tua's not, you know what I mean? Like Tua's not playing.
No, I get it.
I mean, I'm assuming Tua's not playing because of like the ratings, but like I just always love Dolphins D against Patriots. I just think it's like a fantasy gold mine.
I mean, they play each other twice a year. And
I know. And the first time they played, it was like already I was right. So,
of course you were right.
Well, yeah, obviously. But so like from that game, yeah, it's definitely I might take Dolphins D.
Stevenson, Myers. That's pretty much it for me. That's what the list
You can't trust anybody else.
No.
You don't know is Bridgewater? Who is the quarterback?
I don't know.
Bridgewater?
You should ask Jeeves.
Hey. Don't worry, I got it.
No, yeah, well, good job with that. As you surf around looking for whatever you're looking for.
Dolphins QB? Yeah, it's Bridgewater.
All right, yeah, Bridgewater. I always liked Teddy Bridgewater. I felt bad. He was actually good. He was a Viking that was good, and then he had like a non-contact like practice injury, and he's never been the same since then either.
Oh, it says that quitting football isn't an option for Tua right now. So he is playing?
It isn't an option?
So he is going to be playing?
Does he mean quitting for life or quitting for the year?
That's what I'm saying. Like, is he quitting for this week?
I don't know.
Oh, no, Teddy Bridgewater is starting this week.
Okay. So Tua doesn't know what he's talking about. He seems a little confused.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, so that looks like a game that I'm glad I'm not stuck watching.
No, I know. But we are stuck watching this next one.
Yep.
Colts and the Giants.
This is the worst. Why do we live in New York?
I know. It's so boring, this game. And fantasy-wise, Barkley is really the only thing we have written down here.
The only thing. Because, like, yeah, you could take, like, Slate, whatever, but it's just, like, but you don't even want to take a defense from this game, maybe. They're too high priced.
This game is just going to suck. I mean, they might as well put Matty Ice in for the entertainment value.
Right? I kind of think so.
Right?
Or Foles. They just have them both be in at the same time. And they can just fight over who gets a snap. Yeah.
They can do that. Foles will definitely win that fight. Matty Ice hasn't won anything. He can't win a thing.
I mean,
He's such
right?
a loser.
He literally can't win it. He was up. Remember when he was playing the Vikings?
So if you would have heard my voicemail on Friday night last week, we were talking football, and I was like, yeah, I like the Vikings. And my buddy James is like, no, this is a trap game, 4 points. We're like, well, let's bet the money line on the Colts, blah, 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 which we do. I have to go out to my parents' place. It's like halftime. I'm on the Long Island Railroad, and I see 33 to like nothing. And I left him a voicemail where I'm like, we're geniuses. We know everything. This is the lock. And then, like, I'm getting off the train, and I'm like, he's texting me, like, all you see is Matty fucking Ice is a loser. And I look at the score. It's like 36, 33. I couldn't believe that actually happened.
I could.
I can't.
You know why? Because well, how many times do you bash that man on this show?
Every time I get
and then you put your money on him. This is why Kate loses her shit with you every week, because you go against
everything that you say.
Everything that you stand for. You'd be like, I hate that guy. Bet the farm on him.
And the worst part is, no matter what I did, I would have lost, because the line was 4.5 and they won by 3. So, like, even if I listened to my gut and took the Vikings, I lose the bet.
Yeah, you could have just not bet on that game.
I should have just not. But it was only, like, you know.
I ended up betting
on
that game.
He's not welcome anywhere on earth.
I ended up taking, like, when it was, like, plus, like, it was, like, I missed the plus 4,000. I think I got, like, plus 2,500. I put, like, $5.
I had a friend that put, like, plus 3,000. She hit on it.
Yeah.
It's
when it's those kinds of odds, it was like, oh, it's $5. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, right, because it's Matty Ice,
Well,
and
that's
he's
what I mean, yeah.
absolutely going to blow this.
Devastating.
But there was like a few minutes there where I was like really scared that I was going to have to eat my words because I came on here and I just bashed him for like 10 minutes,
And the worst part
15,
is,
20.
I was on the train, so I missed most of the game. So was it like the Super Bowl loss? Did he like do the worst thing you could possibly do? Was it like that bad, or was it like did Minnesota just turn it on? Like in the Super Bowl, he like I always say, he could have taken a knee and won the Super Bowl.
It was like Jefferson got injured. Like everything was like kind of like lining up to just be like, oh, whoa, like this. And then I don't even know. I don't even understand it. It's like literally that man must have done something horrible in a past life.
He must have did something bad.
Yeah,
something
he
bad.
walks around with bad juju.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because it was like,
Bad juju.
He's got bad.
It's a terrible thing to have.
Yeah. Especially when you have it all in your life and it's frozen because he's
That's the
Matty
kind of thing that you walk.
Frozen
You know, when the
juju.
craps table gets like a negative energy and you got to walk away from
He's
it
like
because
the
there's no winning there.
He's like the cooler.
Right.
Maybe
So
that's why he's Matty Ice.
you doubled down when the table got super cold. You're like, you know what?
Go figure.
Let's do some fire beds.
So, I just booked my room for Championship Sunday. I'll be back up there at that crap table throwing those dice.
So
Damn it. Yeah, so that game's going to suck.
yep,
I might. Is Slayton going to play?
probably.
He'd be somebody I consider.
I mean, the
maybe.
Giants are still in the running. You
I
know,
know,
like
I know.
they're playing this game.
And Daniel Jones wants to keep his job next year. You know, they don't want him drafting another quarterback, which probably will happen. But you know, so you could see.
Listen,
like,
the Giants like
and
aren't.
it's in the Meadowlands, the shittiest
Yeah.
place on the earth, worst place on the earth. I can't believe that place exists.
Well, there's all the fun stuff to do outside the stadium.
They have a building that they're taking it apart and they're doing it like piece by piece over the course of like 5 years. Like it's just like it just looks like somebody dropped a bomb on the Meadowlands, and I just can't stand that place. You can't even leave the stadium and get a beer. Can't do anything at that place. It's
No,
the
you're
worst
literally dropped
place
off
in
and
the
like
world.
yeah.
I'd rather go to Qatar to watch the World Cup than go to Meadowlands to see the Giants play the Colts.
You have a better chance getting a beer in Qatar, probably. Because they cut me off at halftime and I left. I let you walk out of the stadium. I was like, what are you kidding me? It's a football game. It's 70 degrees out and you can't give me a beer? That was it.
Bastards.
Those bastards.
You know good sons of bitches.
Also, don't they know how long I understand like maybe in the fourth quarter, but like at halftime.
It's stupid. It's like the Yankees do it now in the fifth inning. It's like they don't want people to drive home drunk.
Stop being our parents.
It's not the seventh
It
inning
used
anymore.
to be the seventh inning
Is it?
stretch.
Now
I
it's the
know.
fifth
It's
inning.
the fifth inning now.
Who the hell would
why
want to go?
No, that's why you go and then you go to stands or something like that. Like, who's going to sit at a baseball game and not drink beer? Especially Yankee Stadium. Most people.
There's nothing worse than
train.
getting sober in public than going from drunk to sober. Nobody should have to go through that.
Yeah.
I live my life by that.
Well,
Sleep is for sobering up.
yeah, usually your coworkers should never have to see that, but people in public shouldn't have to live through it either.
Yeah. No, that coworkers see the best part of me.
Until about 3 p.m.
All right. Anyway, on a different note,
Saints and Eagles.
Saints and Eagles.
We don't know if Hurts is playing.
He practiced yesterday. I think he threw for the first time in
Yeah.
like 2 weeks.
And the Saints are just done. I don't even think Kamara's playing. I don't think anybody's playing.
That's another shit game. I mean, Goddard maybe.
Yeah, I'm only because tight ends are like weird this week, so it's like there's only a few that you can count on. Goddard you can always kind of count on no matter who's throwing because he's good. But like, what are you gonna take? Like Olave? No.
No, you can't. Taysom Hill. I mean, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. The Andy Dalton.
The Red Rocket.
Yeah.
Right? You could
They
take
won't even say like if Andy Dalton's gonna play or not.
I wouldn't say it either. Give the other team more confidence. Why would you do that?
But they
You
put
gotta
Winston
spring
in
it on
there.
him at the end. You got to run him out of the locker room.
Andy Dalton's playing. Hooray! So
You know what's crazy about that guy? I think when he left the Bengals, he was like their leading passer of all time. Something crazy like that. There's some like crazy stat about Andy Dalton. Like he had the most yards passing for the Bengals.
Yeah.
he had Ocho Cinco and a good tight end, I think.
I mean, I don't know what he had. He had like a good 5-year stretch, I guess, where he.
Dylan was the running back for a while too, out of the backfield, which is really good.
Yeah.
for him.
Yeah. I mean, they had a decent team. They had AJ Green.
He basically left, but to your point, he left Cincinnati a legend. He left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not many people leave Ohio a legend.
Pete Rose.
Yeah, and then he went and just ruined his life.
Right. Same for Pete Rose.
Yes. Right? What's the lesson here is don't leave Ohio. You got to stay there.
Stay.
Cannot leave. There's a lot of people that left Ohio that really fucked up afterwards.
Kind of like when the Browns are going to leave Ohio.
Right? If you think about it, if it's out there, Bernie Kosar, you can really start looking at a lot of guys. Testaverde went to the Jets. I mean, that's never a good move. Yeah. So let's screw that game.
So Panthers Bucks is an interesting game. It's a game that matters.
It does matter.
It matters, but I still am just like, neither one of these teams have impressed me.
I don't know what's going on with the Bucks. Like I keep having this like, I don't know. Even though I hate Brady, like I have this flashback where like, hey, it's Tom Brady. He's gonna have a good day, and then like he doesn't. He gets shut out by like whatever that was that one night. He got like
they already played the Panthers this year. Remember that was when the Panthers were plus 440, and I was like, take the Panthers money line.
Did they win?
Yes.
It's hard to beat them twice. And now where is it? Is it in Tampa? It is in Tampa.
Right.
I mean, I like Tampa. I got them in my parlay.
I mean, obviously, you got to take Tampa when they're in Tampa. And at this point in the season, there are games, like even last week's game, I was like, Bucks are going to, like, it seemed like the Bucks are going to lose the game.
Yeah.
And then somehow they get some miraculous calls, and they end up winning. Like, there's just,
That's, NFL.
Yeah.
Makes a lot of money with Tom Brady in the playoffs.
Right.
So they're going to do everything they can.
And guess who doesn't make a lot of money in the playoffs? Sam Darnold.
Is he going to be starting?
Yeah.
Why they should let Walker? Oh, I can't believe Darnold's going to be starting.
Darnold's been on a roll though.
I mean, he's better than he was when he was on the Jets. That's for sure.
Yeah.
As
now that he got
everybody-
his scapula fixed or whatever, whatever injury he had this time.
Scapula.
Yeah, scapula. Scapula.
Yeah, what is it?
Whatever.
Say one more
I
time.
can't do it. Scapula.
Yeah, I mean, with this game, fantasy wise, I actually like Evans because I think I don't know what it is about him
But
and
it's hard
Brady. They're not on the same page, and when they are, Evans seems to drop the ball.
So why would you take him?
So it's the law of averages. It's just like a guy's not going to miss like 3 fly balls in a row, so you bet on him. It's just like something has to click where they're both professionals.
Or
They're
maybe you
good.
just take Godwin if you're going to take somebody.
Yeah, you never know.
Why?
Yeah, that's not a bet because maybe Godwin's like in Brady's ear, like, yo, dude, this guy can't catch.
No, well, Godwin has been catching the ball, and Godwin
Yeah.
has been scoring the points.
Yeah, it's not a bad pay. It's not a bad call. Talk me out of my Evans for Godwin.
I don't know why you had Evans. Anyway. I mean, on the Panthers, DJ Moore is always like a go-to, but I do think like the Bucks are on him. I still love Marshall. But this is again like if you're like desperate, like it's just Panthers have a good defense.
No, I know. They do.
Bucks have a good defense. Like Deontay Foreman, I was like looking at, like even Hubbard, and I was like, but will they outscore,
It's one of those things, though, that like
Brian Robinson or like
it's getting to that time. You're like, I wouldn't even be surprised. I hate to backtrack, but like we were talking about the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad way to take AJ Green
Why?
because it might be his last year, and they might throw him a bone of a touchdown. Like they might.
But you don't want 7 points or 8 points.
No, you do. You want 70 yards and a touchdown. That's good enough.
You're not.
From AJ Green, if you're gonna spend like $3,500 on him, yeah.
It's just that's a real dice roll though. When
I
you
know
could
it
find like other people that are actually on competitive teams that have a quarterback that might actually throw the ball at all.
Well, we've gone through 5 games, and we've only gone through like one. Goff and Brady. Those are the only 2 quarterbacks we've spoken of as of now.
Yeah. Oh, Mahomes.
Yeah, he's all right. I'm getting a little sick of Mahomes. It's not
I
important.
mean, well, whatever. He still like scores a ton of points for fantasy.
All these commercials he's doing, and his stupid head and his hair.
I mean, look, they're
everybody's,
playing
like,
the Broncos
anointing
again this
him.
week.
He's
So
the greatest. You know what? He hasn't won that much. Like he has to do a little bit more. He's not a dynasty. Like people are trying to talk about him being the Chiefs being a dynasty. You got to win, more than one Super Bowl to be a dynasty. Like, you can't just be a dynasty because you get there. Sorry, like the Buffalo Bills, not really a dynasty, even though they made
nobody's calling them a dynasty.
No, I'm saying the old Bills that lost all the Super Bowls. You got to win one to be a dynasty. You have, you got to like put your mark on it. So I'm getting sick of him. So probably, just in case you were wondering.
All right. Well, you're gonna take Wentz.
That's not happening. Is he quarterbacking for the Commanders?
Yeah.
I mean, I can't.
The Browns are so sad. The Browns are actually doing so well this season, and then they
Yeah, they put Handy in, and then like
Andy.
Handy. They put. I mean, literally, Bissett was like doing all right with them, and they had to put this jerk off in.
There it is.
And they put this guy in, and like he sucks.
Yeah.
He blows.
I mean, they're not even. He blows.
I could do this all day.
It's so easy. It's so easy. But really, fuck Deshaun Watson.
I mean, they had a chance. They were actually literally like a good team. And,
Yeah.
and like Watson, and now they.
I was like so into like they beat the Bengals. You know what I mean? Like they were doing really well.
And didn't Jacoby Brissett? And correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't he beat Brady too? Didn't they beat the Bucks?
Yeah.
And that's the last game he played, and they put this idiot in.
Was it them or the Cowboys? But it was still like a good team.
$40 million a year, like you have to play him, and like it's really not in the best.
Yeah, when you pay him $40 million a year and you pay $220 million in settlement fees, then yeah, you have to you feel obligated.
I mean, yeah, they are obligated. They have no choice. I do like McLaurin in this game. He's been coming on lately.
McLaurin's been good. I like Brian Robinson. He's like one of my favorite running backs of this week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
I mean, think about it. If you play on the Browns right now, how much are you willing to like get yourself hurt in the last 2 weeks?
I just want to be the announcer and just be like, Watson to Chubb. That's all.
You really squeeze the ball in there.
Watson handing off to Chubb. The end around. I mean, you'd think they would have to do that, right? Cleveland, you're allowed to do that.
There's like any sort of like Pavla, I wanted to say, who's juggling the ball.
It's another Cleveland reference. Cleveland. See? Notice the trend here? Cleveland, Ohio.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there.
That's the
That's
trend.
why Ohio gets so much shit.
Well, because, I mean, has got to be like one of the dumbest things that I've seen this season, and I've seen a lot of dumb things this season.
I mean, signing him in the first place was dumb.
Dumb.
And then, yeah, I guess you have to play him when you sign him. But
yeah, like the way that they forced that.
And that dude that bet $1,000 on a game is still not playing football.
It's like they really forced the hand there. Yeah. I got one.
But literally, though, that dude who bet isn't even playing, and this just jerk off is playing, and God knows what he did to how many people. So the NFL is so lopsided.
And then they had his homecoming game in Houston. Like, never forget.
Which is great, too, right?
Wild.
And they didn't pan to the people in the crowd.
Well, I wonder why.
All the victims. They should have. But anyway.
I like Brian Robinson a lot from this game.
Let's
keep
our hands off the Browns. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, buddy. So let's go. What do we got now?
I like that that handsy jerk off Deshaun Watson is so bad that we didn't even like rag on Wentz once.
I know, right?
That's how bad he is.
I know. I forgot Wentz was even playing. And are they eliminated? I don't think they're eliminated.
No, they're not. That's what I'm saying.
It's weird that they're making a quarterback switch to Wentz when the guy that you had been playing got you potentially into the playoffs. I find it strange when teams do that.
Well,
for no injury.
He was injured, though.
Oh, he did get injured, the guy in the Redskins.
Wait, Heineke?
Yeah.
No, he didn't get injured, but just like that Wentz got healthy.
Yeah, but like Heineke's the reason why you're in the mix.
Kind of, but Wentz did play like, a good part of the season.
Carlton Wentz, and I say Carlton purposely, had to beat, who was the shit team he had to beat last year? The Colts, to get into the playoffs, and he scored 3 points in the game of his life. That guy's such a loser. There's no way. It's not happening.
Wait, no. Yeah. Was it?
Wentz.
Wasn't he on the Colts?
He was on the Colts, and they had
to play the Jaguars.
Jags.
And they lost.
Like 16-3.
Right.
So he's done. Off the list.
So would you take the Browns this week?
I don't know. I mean, I mean, not to sound like I'm like some morally based person. I just find it very hard to root for Watson.
I mean, I'm with you. I loved the Browns all year until Watson came, and now I can't touch them.
And Jacoby Brissett was having like the year of his life. And they rooted for him. He's got to be steaming right now.
I mean, I'm mad for him.
So pissed off.
I'm mad for him.
Justice would be he gets in that game somehow.
Yeah, like let's get. I hope that the Commanders. Listen, they have a solid defense, and all I'm hoping for is just like one good.
Yeah.
Smack.
One good rub and tug.
One good whack.
There you go. All right, then moving on.
Jaguars, Texans. Jaguars, Texans.
Jaguars, Texans.
Texans, who are suddenly a team when it matters the least.
And I've been on them all year, and like they're only coming on now. Like they're coming into their own a little bit now.
Well, yeah, they finally got their win last week. We're very happy for them. It was a lock of locks.
But this game's got I like Evan Ingram.
I love Ingram. I love Ingram in this game.
I loved him when he was on the Giants.
So Jags are another one. They are in the running. They have something to play for, and I think like Lawrence wants to do it this year. I mean, last year they played in that game, where they kicked somebody out of the playoffs.
He's noticeably better.
He's so nobody's talking about.
The hair bothers me, the whole thing with him. But he's
I'll never take him
noticeably
seriously.
Better quarterback this year. Like if anybody had to take a step from last year, it's him.
Yeah,
he's better than all the other guys.
They're he's playing like a little Jaguar, sneaky.
Everybody else, Kyler Murray, boom, detention, study, off. All these other people literally lost their jobs, and he got better.
Yeah.
So maybe they were right picking him. I don't know. And Zay Jones.
I like Zay Jones a lot. I like Kirk. And I like Ingram. You know what I mean? Ingram's maybe my favorite time. I also like Etienne.
Yeah.
As always, he came back. He's healthier now, so.
He did get banged up a little bit last week, right?
No, well he's been out, and now he's back.
Yeah, I'm always worried about that, but all right.
I guess so. But it's also the Texans. But I do think
Jaguars D isn't that bad.
Again, I agree.
Because I was thinking about taking Mills.
Why?
Because he's the other guy. He's that what I was speaking about before. He's trying to prove that he could win and have the job next year.
I mean, if you're trying to go that route, then you'd have to take Cooks.
Okay, I'm not opposed to that. I'm not opposed. I'm actually going to write that in there. Cooks.
You're going to lose this week.
I've been hot lately. I've been killing it in fantasy.
No, you haven't.
I killed it last night in my basketball bet.
Okay, there you go. It has nothing to do with fantasy.
Can't talk about how Matty Ice ripped your heart out yet again and be like, I'm red hot.
I literally
just saying.
Was bored yesterday, and I was on my way out to dinner. Went to Old Homestead with some friends, and I just threw up some bets. I just looked at some crap, and I put in a 5-team parlay. Hit all 5. Random.
I gave you one of the picks.
College basketball, college football.
Random.
Not random. I loved Washington. I loved a bunch of things. But there you go. Boom. 5-team parlay just out of nowhere. So sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. Right?
Let's see if you can do it again this week for everybody that watches.
Always better to be lucky than good.
Yeah, and I'm good looking every week. But yes, we'll do this week. I got a good bet for this week.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure you're sure.
Sure, I'm going to love it. All right, but yeah, so I think Jags are a solid place to look if you're trying to get slightly contrarian.
I'm with you on that. There's definitely some things in there.
Yeah.
Like I said, Lawrence is throwing that ball around now, so who knows? They're opening it up a little bit.
And I think he really wants to make. I mean, Lions definitely do, but Lions are going to be heavily owned. So if you want some differentiation, this is a good place to go.
Do you think he has security, Trevor Lawrence? Do you think I could sneak into his house and cut his hair when he's sleeping?
Yeah, I'm sure he has at least a bell that goes off or something.
You think bells in his hair in case somebody tried? Do you think he already thought about this?
I think he's also married.
What does
he's
that
not
mean?
Sleeping alone.
Well, a lot of married people do sleep alone. But
we're not talking about you.
Jerry's so out of his mind. In Jerry's head, he's like, that woman ain't gonna do shit if I break into the house with scissors. I'm cutting his fucking hair. That's what I saw in his eyes when you were like, he's married.
I think we could pay her to do it, maybe.
The thing that's crazy to me is I get when people are superstitious and don't cut their hair or don't shave or whatever until something, you know what I mean? Whatever, that kind of stuff. But he gets his hair cut because it's the same length all season. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he that's his style.
Yeah.
He probably gets cut every week, I bet. I could see
I
him
just
being really
here's the deal. He could win the Super Bowl and I'd still be not a real quarterback.
I know. No. He can't. He's just it just can't. I don't even know who he
looks
but I do like him. I
reminds me of Marinovich.
Makes him look stupid.
He makes him look stupid, and when you're in it's the fourth quarter, you're in the mud, and you're in a huddle, you want to see this pretty boy coming out like this. It's not.
He's sunshine.
Yeah.
But he don't play like sunshine.
No, he does not.
The Texans do have a good defense, so you do have to remember that a little bit.
I know. I always like the Texans defense. I think that's a good game to be looking at this week for taking players. Out of the games we've spoken about so far, it's pretty much Bears and Lions and this game.
Oh, what a good point you made. The next game is just so funny to me.
Oh my God. I gotta warm up. Am I quarterbacking for the Raiders this week?
49ers Raiders.
Derek Carr. First of all, I got a little prediction here.
Yeah.
I don't know when the lines are going to come out for next year. Tom Brady and Gronk are going to be on the Raiders. I'm convinced of it.
You think?
Yeah, both of them coming back, going to Vegas, playing on the Raiders. It's happening.
Okay.
Because Gronk wants to wear 69, right?
Yes.
He said he wants to be. He said he wants the referee to every play say 69 is eligible.
I mean, it would be kind of funny.
It's genius.
Did you take the Steelers
When
they played the Raiders?
Yeah, I had the Steelers.
Good.
Money line.
There you go.
That was a great game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Franco Harris.
Immaculate.
Franco's
Yeah.
tight end. That's why I'm a Steeler fan, because of
Yeah.
Franco.
Well, that's why, like, there were
that's too
so
bad.
many
What a
people who
great
were
guy.
on the Raiders, and I'm like, how are you going to take the Raiders when it's like the immaculate reception night and like they're all like, you know what I
And
mean?
it's
Like,
like
it's
2
impossible.
degrees out.
It's impossible.
I mean, Derek Carr looked.
Horrible.
Talk about another fall from grace, huh?
Horrible.
Poor fucking guy.
I don't even feel bad for him at this point
I don't
because
feel
he's
bad
just
for
like
him.
blown things.
But, like, he's another one that's going to be looking for a job.
Literally, he's fired.
He might be on the Jets,
There you go.
right? They always take people's losers. But this game, yeah, Niners.
All right, so Purdy's an interesting quarterback to look at for this week too. Kind of like on the same vein as like Lawrence. They're playing a loser team that has nothing to
The
like.
backup. Do we know who's quarterbacking for the Raiders?
Yeah, Stidham.
Oh, okay. Ooh. No, because I was going to say 9 points is a lot on the road for the Niners to be laying.
Yeah, and
but-
also 49ers D is like, they're just going to murder kill. I mean, it's crazy because you have Devontae Adams on that team.
know.
It's just like nobody, stop showing me what I look like on the screen. It's like so weird to.
Well, it's a little delayed, too, which is weird.
Well, yeah.
Because I looked at it and I was talking and I was like, wait a minute, I'm not
I'm
saying
like,
anything.
literally nothing's changed. I think it's fine.
I think he's trying to tell you something.
Yeah, wait, like, am I doing something wrong?
Dude, did you, like, what were you doing? Were you wrestling with a dog or something like that? Fuck is all over you.
It's my cat.
God.
It's from the cat.
Try to get a lint brush.
I did, but then I didn't. Well, no, because I had to go get you the bread from the stupid Italian place that you could survive and make it down here.
It was a good sandwich. Come on.
There you go.
I made a good sandwich.
Yeah, it's too big.
That's what she said. Anyhow. Yeah, so tough game. Raiders, who are you going to take? Nobody.
But I do think Purdy's a good quarterback discount guy. He's got a lot of weapons. He has been playing well. They're playing against the loser Raiders that, like,
It's going to be nice weather, probably Vegas, right? It's gonna
Can't
be,
do anything.
warm out.
yeah. Well, don't they play indoors? I thought they played.
Raiders play, I think they do play indoors.
Yeah.
Like a dome or something?
Yeah.
No, do they play indoors?
Kittle looks
Yeah, they
great.
do, because they can move, like, the grass outside to get sun or something like that. They have some weird
No, that's
things.
at SoFi.
Oh, all right.
No, in the desert, you don't want to move the grass and just fry. But that's also why they have to play indoors, because you can't keep.
Well, that's why when they get a baseball team, it's going to have to be a dome, too, because they're not going to be able to play June, July baseball games. When when Oakland moves there, which is going to happen, they're going to have to build a dome stadium, or at least a retractable stadium. Maybe night games, you'll be able to play, but, like, you're not going to be able to play there during the day
Yeah,
in the middle of the summer.
be playing in.
I can't even walk from one casino
Cutter.
to the other casino in the middle of the summer. It gets that hot out there.
I'm surprised you're able to like make it anywhere. Kittle looks great. Kittle's like one of my favorite tight ends
Yeah,
this week.
Kittle does look good.
49ers D also, but they're priced accordingly.
Josh Jacobs, he's having a career year.
Maybe. I don't know. Nobody else has been able to really do much against the
what
49ers.
else? Yeah, what else? Yeah, I know that's the problem. Is their defense is good.
Yeah. And I also think like, yeah. I mean, are like the Raiders like aren't in contention though, right? I guess they are kind of on like they have like a chance if like everybody else loses.
Yeah, it's like one of those scenarios where everything has to happen right.
Yeah, I think they have like what like a
Like
it's
when I get laid.
They're at like 18%, 18% probability.
All the stars are aligning.
18% way too high for Jerry. Way too high.
What's the win like in Vegas this weekend?
Oh, it's gonna affect everything. I got a weather report for you.
Yeah. You say, hit me with it, Breeze.
Friends call me Cool Breeze.
Cool Breeze.
When's there a game? Sunday?
Are you asking Jeeves? 1988?
Ask Jeeves. Here we go.
You know,
Well, on Sunday,
I think it matters right there in the dome.
They're in a dome. Yeah, I know. I thought you were kidding.
I was kidding.
All right, okay.
But-
Let's see Seattle's weather, though, while you're looking.
you want me to look up Seattle?
I'm saying it's
Yeah.
going to be raining and cold and miserable like it always is in Seattle. Right? Is it ever really nice in Seattle?
Yeah, I think so. Like sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, look at here. It was 55 degrees at one point today.
Yeah. And now I'm freezing.
Sunday, it's gonna rain. 58% chance of rain in Seattle.
See,
There you go.
There you go. Coin flip. Always.
7-mile-per-hour winds. Not very much on the wind factor.
So the Jets going into Seattle.
I like.
What do you like? I'm going to hear
Okay.
this.
So the Jets are finally like something, right?
Are they?
Kinda.
Yeah, I know. I hope they are too.
And they're 2-point favorites against Seattle, who has been on a losing streak.
I just don't understand how the Jets are favored on the road against Seattle.
Because they got all their players, like a lot of their players are back, like a lot of their defense back, they're healthy. Seahawks have zero defense.
Hot sauce.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, they are playing well. The Jets are playing well.
Jets are playing well. Seahawks are not. And I've been burned by the Seahawks not too many times this year to think Geno Smith has anything. But this is like what I like about the game as like a whole. It's because it's like, this revenge game thing.
Geno Smith.
Geno Smith.
Yeah, they got rid of him, the Jets.
I know.
He's got to be. He's going to be thinking about that.
You got to be thinking about it. But remember, wasn't he in Seattle when he showed up late to the game? Because he was late. He went to go see a movie or something.
You know what? I think I remember this. I think I kind of remember what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I
He saw Gone Girl.
never saw that.
It's all right. I didn't love it.
Sounds stupid to me.
Anyway, then he goes see a movie, then show up the game on time.
Hey.
Against Seahawks with Jets. So anyway, I think Garrett Wilson is like one of my favorite plays of this week.
Okay. I could see that.
And I know that you're going to take Corey Davis by accident.
I like Walker, the running back for Seattle.
Okay.
And if I had to pick, the Jets, I hate to say it, I might pick the Jets defense.
It's not a bad day. Yeah. They're not bad.
They're ball hawks. They're pumped up. They're going to be flying around the field a little bit.
How much are they?
I just think it's going to be a weird game. Hopefully they both don't wear green.
Well, I'm like, it's actually like a game that because our afternoon games are always like weird here. And, shut up.
Talking to me?
No, the stupid, I was trying to get into my fantasy thing and it was like, you should agree to these terms. And I'm like, I don't need to agree to anything.
Jets defense, well, I just saw what it's
2,800.
that's cheap.
Cheap-ish.
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 I think that's going to be my day.
Could take Panthers days cheaper. Yeah. I don't hate it. I think that there's some other better days.
Yeah, there's 25 other ones that you can think of, but
Well, yeah.
the Jets.
I just like Garrett
The
Wilson.
Jets aren't going to win this game unless their defense plays great. There's no way there's Mormons going into Seattle and putting up 35 points. Not going to happen.
Oh, that's right, because it's Zach Wilson.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I keep forgetting that it's not
Yes.
Mike White.
It's not Mike White. Mike White's not the answer.
I
Zach
know.
Wilson is the answer.
He's not the answer. Never mind. I take back almost everything except for Garrett Wilson.
All right. Let's go to the next game. Because even though the Jet game's going to be on TV, we're going to have to suffer through it.
I know. Well, that's why I'm trying to think of ways to make it interesting.
Gambling.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like having a player in it, like having some
I
some
get it.
stake.
Yeah.
I like this game a lot too. Vikings Packers. I've been anti Aaron Rodgers forever.
They have a chance to make the playoffs.
I have a chance to make the playoffs, and there's no way that he's not going to go for it.
What bothers me about this is all those miserable games at the beginning of the year that they lost, like those bullshit games Green Bay lost, where he didn't look like he was engaged.
Yeah.
That's a little bullshit, Rodgers. If he would have probably played a little harder, they'd be in the playoffs.
Well, I think he just got too frustrated all the time. You know what I mean? He needed a little bit more Xanax on the field or something. He was too he was getting too pissed.
Xanax. Is that his boyfriend's name? Anyway, how you doing?
I like Watson Watson, Lazard, I think they're in play. Everybody's going to be taking Dobbs. I don't like him.
I like Tanyan.
Yep.
I like Tanyan, the tight end.
Aaron Jones has been quiet all year, which makes me think like maybe this could be like a game for him.
And I know who else has been kind of
Cook.
I like Adam Thielen.
Sure.
Right, because Jefferson's not 100%.
Yeah, and they're also like they're in the playoffs. So my thing is like I don't know, like if there's anything, if either team gets ahead, they're gonna take out Viking. You know what I mean on the Vikings, like they're not gonna stretch their players.
The problem is if the game's on TV, that's the question. If the game's on TV, the Packers are gonna win because Kirk Cousins can't play on TV.
No, well, you mean it's on TV in their market?
National
No,
TV.
no, but it's not. Like we're only gonna watch the Jets in the afternoon.
Yeah.
So that's
What day is this? Sunday? Is that New Year's Eve?
No, Jerry. New Year's Eve is tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, so New Year's Day. I got you.
Yeah.
Shit, New Year's Eve's tomorrow. Fuck.
Why?
Does that mean like the Rose Bowl and all that stuff is on Sunday as well?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh, they moved it to Saturday because of NFL?
Tomorrow is just the two playoff games.
Yeah.
Top four. Georgia,
TCU.
Oh, okay. I got you.
Oregon.
And I think there will
Michigan.
be bowl games. Usually January 1st is bowl
Yeah,
game.
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Usually,
Rose
that's what I was
Bowl.
just, so Sunday should be
It's going to be a shit
wild
football,
for
right?
football.
You have to get another TV.
I know, right?
Seriously. It's going to be wild.
I'm gonna have to take out a second mortgage.
I'm gonna have to get up by 1 o'clock. Is going to be the problem. But New Year's Eve, I'll take it easy. Yeah, so that game, like I said, Tanyan, maybe Dobbs. I don't know. It's a tough game.
It is, but I do think that it's a high scoring game.
I like
And-
Thielen's my guy from this game.
Okay, Watson is mine.
All right.
Watson, Tanya. I believe that Aaron Rodgers at least tries his hardest.
I mean, it's at home.
Mhm.
I don't know where they play
Against the
next week.
Vikings. Vikings don't have a great D.
I'm saying this could be his last home game in ever, Green Bay.
If they don't make it, yeah.
I mean, you don't know if he's going to be on that team next year. Probably not.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's not a bad thing to look at it in that angle.
Yeah. And you love Lazard.
I do. He just can't catch. He gets open all the time. He just can't catch the ball. I don't understand what's wrong with him.
He was the last game he called for you.
I know, but
This next game I hate, obviously. Rams, Chargers.
you know, I don't love the game, but from a football point of view, watch out for the Chargers.
No, sure, but the Chargers are already,
I'm saying they're making noise,
but they're already in, and Rams are already out.
and Chargers can make some noise.
Sure. And they're playing in LA. Like, this would be a fun game to go to if you're in LA, I guess. But, like, I have zero interest in taking anybody from this game.
I know it's tough. It really is a tough game.
Like, I want nobody from this game.
I mean, Higbee. Maybe.
Tutu Atwell if you need a wide receiver that's dirt cheap.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shit game.
It doesn't even, it's just like, there's just no point in play. You know what I mean? It's like, it's strictly just for, like, LA people to, like, go to. To
And
show
what's
up
the funny
to
part
it.
is, I was gonna say they don't even go
Yeah, they'll go for, like, a quarter.
and leave.
Yeah. They'll take pictures and, like, post it on Instagram.
Yeah, that's what they'll do.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
You know how that works.
I do.
Yeah.
I went to a playoff game when the Rams were playing the Falcons
How long did you stay?
the whole fucking time. And it wasn't even in the nice stadium. It was like it felt like I was at a high school game.
Oh, it was the old stadium.
Yeah. It was dope, though. I had so much fun.
I'm sure you
I barely remember it.
did. Yeah.
I think we won. All right, we're on to Sunday Night Football because everybody likes to torture us in the NFL. It is Steelers and Ravens.
Pittsburgh's still alive.
Okay.
So,
Will you be alive for this game?
yeah.
You'll
I
be
hope
up
so.
by 8.
I gotta put the bets in tomorrow, first of all.
First of all, yeah.
That's the assurance. I didn't do that last week, and I screwed up because I really liked Houston last week, and I missed it because I didn't wake up till later for some reason. But
For some reason.
for some strange reason, this is. I mean, fantasy-wise, it's gonna be a standalone game, right? It's gonna. I don't even know who to take in a game like this. I tell you, I mean, if I had to really like,
Deontay Johnson's been catching a lot.
I like Pickens.
Okay.
Pickett to Pickens. You got to get used to it. It's going to happen. It's going to be like this for like another 8 years.
Sure,
Pickens.
but you can like take
That
all three
last
of them.
touchdown they scored last week was awesome.
Yeah, take all 3. I would take defenses and kickers.
And the Ravens are just horrible.
It's literally every game on here at least is like in the high. This is a 35-point total. This is a brutal game to watch. This is nothing happens game.
Well, I mean, they always play tight, these two.
Right.
So there's going to be a defensive game.
This is like you take a defense's captain, put in like the rest.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. This isn't going to be like anything special.
Bookie wants to know, Bookie's in studio, by the way, and Bookie wants to know why the over-under is 35. He says that's horrible. Like, he's never heard of such a low over-under in his life.
Yeah, because it's Sunday Night Football, and that's what the NFL likes to do, just give you torture. Just
Lamar Jackson's not playing. That's part of the reason,
Yeah.
obviously.
And
the torture factor.
yeah, and neither team is like an offensive like juggernaut, you know?
They know. So no, see, yes, I agree with that. But the NFL, and I've said this before, they figured it out. They figured out their formula isn't to play good games. They get the fact that we're all degenerate gamblers, and it doesn't matter what two teams you put on TV, everybody's going to watch them. So they just put the shitty games on and let the whole nation bet on them. Gambling has done wonders for the NFL.
Right, because it doesn't even matter if you bump the game for another game, because there's 1,000,001 people that are already set in pools for the year, like Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, things like there's already predicated action
Right.
long before the start of it.
Yeah.
So
They were thinking about moving the Rams-Chargers game to London. Just didn't happen. But good thing we're done with that shithole.
Yeah, right?
Right?
Right, well, just because you missed them all because it had a 9 a.m. start.
I missed every one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, obviously I'm rooting for the Steelers as a Steelers fan. It's going to be a crappy game. I do like the over, Bookie, because I do think for two NFL teams at this point, 35 points shouldn't
What
be that
did you
hard.
not learn? The Raiders Steelers just played. They had 17 points?
But that was like 2 degrees out. I mean, in -8 with the wind.
Okay, what's the temperature going to be like in Baltimore?
What's that? Teaser.
Yeah, bring it down.
Tease it down to like what? 28?
28.
Can you imagine if you don't hit that?
I could see it not happening. I could see it. I could see them not hitting 28.
One team score.
Yeah,
I mean, they have had 6-3 games before.
every week.
Yeah, it's gonna be a tough one.
It's just not the most fun game.
The close.
Yeah,
Time 3
Yeah.
points, final 3 points. That's it.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy.
Anyway,
Some teams are just bad. Let's face it. We're in like a bad 3 or 4 year period for the NFL.
yeah.
Because you got Brady, Mahomes, Allen, Dunn. Nobody else is really any good. So it's hard. We got.
Oh, wait. Burrow,
Burrow's good. I shouldn't sleep on him.
which brings me to our last game.
Bills Bengals Monday night. This is gonna be a good game.
Yeah, it's a good game. Hopefully.
I like the Bengals.
They're playing in
this game.
Cincinnati.
I like the Bengals in this game big time to blow them out.
I like everything with like Chase, Diggs, you know what I mean? There's like a bunch of like big, and also like Diggs has kind of become like, they have so many weapons now. Like they have Davis, McKenzie, like, you know?
No, I know.
But I see like Diggs is like big play. It's Monday night, it's prime time. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be.
I mean, the Bengals 7-8 in a row they've won. Something
They're
crazy
both,
like that.
they're great teams. That's why the spread's 1 point and it's a 50
This
point
was
total.
the championship game last year, right?
Yeah.
That's gonna be a sick game. Hopefully it's a sick game. And I like Mixon in it.
Of course.
Of course I like Mixon.
With zero reason.
Kansas City?
It's gonna be cold.
You don't know if it's going to be cold.
I always know it's gonna be cold. It's cold in here right now.
It's just because you haven't slept in like a week.
It's gonna be very cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
The Chiefs are playing the Broncos, though.
yeah, so at Mixon, that's a game. That's a good game to bet on. I mean, the over's a little high, 49.5. I don't know about
I don't
that.
think so. I think that it's a definite shootout potential.
Mm. Well, it is a big game for both teams, and you got to assume that they're going to play each other in the playoffs at some point. You would think.
Well, yeah, I guess if like I mean the Chiefs will probably beat the Broncos. I don't think they'll beat them by 12.5.
Okay,
But I think
you
that
mean this week.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
if
then
they
by
have to
so like
for
on
home
Monday,
field, yes.
yeah. So then the Bills will have to be. You know what I mean? It'll just like ramp everything up.
Yes. Yes.
I just think like that both teams have just they're big play teams. I can easily see it going to 50.
I know, but like they also play each other tight. They've played big games. They got a lot of footage. They know what each guy's going to do.
Kind of, but like they also have like really elite
No, I know. They got a lot of talent.
offense.
A lot of
Yeah.
talent.
I just think it's an exciting game. I'm really excited about it. Obviously, I love Diggs.
I'm excited about it, too. And I have off Monday, too, so that's going to be cool.
This is one like where, yeah, like I wouldn't take a D.
No.
This is like it's fun because you get to like play players and like actually like enjoy watching the game.
Singletary.
This is like finally. Will you knock on wood for me now that I said that? Thank you.
That didn't sound like wood.
Doesn't sound like wood. It sounds like fake.
There you go.
Yeah. So all around, what an exciting time for NFL.
And I want to give my bet
Okay.
because he's hot. So I don't have a lot of dogs this week.
Whoa.
I don't. It's hard to find them because all the underdogs are like teams that are eliminated. So what I got right now is Tampa Bay laying 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions laying 6. Denver plus 13. And Miami money line plus 125.
Whoa.
So $100 to win about $1,400, and then you do it in the threes for about $650. So $200 to win about $2,100. How can I lose?
Last one of the year. What can go wrong?
How could I lose?
I'm not even going to say anything.
I mean,
Profitable year.
we're excited to hear Kate's Fire Daily Fantasy picks.
Mine, Brian Robinson, running back. Ingram on the Jaguars. Everyone on the Lions. But if you're not going to go the Lions route,
It's Stephon Diggs.
it's Stephon Diggs on play on Sunday,
Oh,
so
that's
it's
true,
not
yeah.
from Maine. But Wilson, Garrett Wilson, is my other one.
Good pick.
Solid pick.
Solid
Local pick with the Jets. Love it.
Yeah, got to keep those
Do,
fans
do,
happy.
do it for the fans.
Rookie of the year, says the bookie.
Wilson,
Yeah.
be the rookie of the year.
Maybe. I don't know. There's a couple other good rookies too. What about
I think Olave should be just because he could catch passes from Wacko Dalton.
that running back? Is Walker a rookie?
Yeah, but Walker's in the running, I guess. No pun intended. I just think you got to look at like the people on the bad teams who do the crazy circus catches. You know?
Those are the rookies. I mean, because they
That's
have
what I'm saying.
they have the top picks in the draft because they're all bad teams.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
I really think Olave should win. He does incredible things, and I'm just like Dalton didn't deserve to have any completions,
No.
and Olave made that happen.
Yeah, it's tough. I don't know. Those awards don't mean shit in the NFL, really. Like in baseball, it means something to win MVP and Rookie of the Year. Like in football, nobody really cares.
I mean, I think they do.
I couldn't name Rookie of the Year last year.
His agent cares. That's about it, right?
Yeah. Who was Rookie of the Year last
I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Otani.
There you go.
year? Otani. They caught the Idaho the killings guy.
Not only did they catch him, they caught him in Scranton.
Scranton, Pennsylvania.
I
Like
literally-
the Scranton Strangler?
Yes,
Really?
exactly. Yeah.
He's literally hide out in Scranton.
Wow. Was it Toby Flenderson?
I don't know, but he looks like he'd blend in Scranton. By the one mugshot I saw of him.
Wow. We've come
Big
full
nose.
circle. Final show of 2022.
Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New Year. May the points be with you. Good luck in the playoffs
Yes.
and all that.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Until next time, we'll see you next year. Nobody cares. Thanks for watching.